Self-reliance. The soul always hears a warning in such verses, whatever the subject. The feeling they inspire matters more than what they say. To believe in one's own thought, to believe that what is true for oneself in the depths of one's heart is true for all people, that is genius. Say what you truly think, and everyone will recognize themselves in it. For the intimate eventually becomes universal, and our first thought is returned to us by the trumpets of the Last Judgment. However close they may be to the voice of the Spirit, the greatest merit we recognize in Moses, Plato, and Milton is that they paid no heed to books and traditions and said not what they thought, but what they thought. Everyone should learn to discern and observe the flashes of light that come from the depths of their own mind, more than the scintillations of the firmament of poets and sages. However, we dismiss our thoughts without paying them any attention because they are our own. In every work of genius, we recognize the thoughts we have rejected. They return to us with a certain grandeur from which we feel dispossessed. This is the most striking lesson of great works of art. They teach us to remain faithful to our initial impression with a playful inflexibility, especially when all voices agree against us. Otherwise, tomorrow, with masterful common sense, a stranger will formulate precisely what we have always thought and felt, and we will find ourselves forced, not without shame, to adopt someone else's opinion. There comes a moment in a man's education when he acquires the conviction that envy is ignorance, imitation suicide, that his lot is himself, and that he must make do with it, for better or for worse. Even if the vast universe is bountiful, it will not harvest a single grain of nourishing wheat that it has not, through sheer hard work, extracted from the plot of land given it to cultivate. The power within it is of a new nature, and it alone knows what it can do, and it only knows this after having tried. It is no accident that a particular event, a particular face, a particular person more than others leaves a vivid impression on it. Memory is not thus engraved without a pre-established harmony. The eye has been placed where a particular ray was destined to fall, so that it might bear witness to it. We express ourselves only halfway and are ashamed of the divine idea that each of us represents. One can trust it without risk. It is proportionate and beneficial if one transmits it faithfully. But God would not allow cowards to bear witness to his work. It is a joy and a relief for a man to have put his whole heart into his work and to have done his best. Speaking or acting otherwise brings no peace. It is a deliverance that does not deliver. At the first effort, your genius deserts you. No muse sustains you, no inventiveness, no hope.
Have faith in yourself. Every heart resonates with this iron thread. Accept the place that divine providence has assigned you, the company of your contemporaries, the course of events. Great men have always done so. They have entrusted themselves, like children, to the genius of their time, thus showing that they perceived that the absolutely trustworthy resided in their hearts, animated their hands, and predominated in their entire being. We are now men and must accept, with all possible nobility of spirit, the same transcendent destiny, not minors or the infirm in a protected place, nor cowards fleeing a revolution, but guides, redeemers, and benefactors who obey the almighty effort and drive back chaos and darkness. What beautiful oracles nature offers us on this point, in the faces and behavior of children, toddlers, and even animals. They lack that divided and rebellious spirit, that distrust of what we feel when our arithmetic has calculated the forces and means that thwart our plans. Wholehearted in spirit, they have an unconquered gaze, and looking at them disconcerts us. Early childhood conforms to no one. Everyone conforms to it, to the point that a baby usually makes 4 or 5 little friends among the adults who babble and play with it. God has thus armed youth, no less than adolescence and manhood, with his own piquancy and charm. He has made it enviable and graceful and capable of not leaving his demands unmet if it knows how to stand up for itself. Do not think that the newcomer is without strength because he cannot speak to us. Listen, his voice in the next room is quite clear and energetic. He seems to know how to speak to his contemporaries, and whether shy or bold, he will know how to do without his elders.
Whoever wants to be a man must be a nonconformist. If he wants to reap immortal laurels, he cannot be satisfied with what is called good, but must examine whether it is truly good. Ultimately, nothing is sacred but the integrity of one's own mind. Grant yourself absolution, and you will have the world's approval. I remember a retort that my youth prompted me to make to an esteemed advisor who regularly bothered me with the good old doctrines of the church. As I told him, "What do I care about the sanctity of traditions if I live fully according to my heart? Don't expect me to tell you why I seek company or why I avoid it. And don't speak to me, as that good man does today, of my obligation to improve the lot of all the poor. Are they my poor? I tell you,